Howdy, 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 my name is Anashi Sasuke, and welcome back to Let's Read Homestuck. In the last episode of Let's Read Homestuck, Rose went grimdark finally, and went to go confront Jack Noir. John found out that his dad had been killed, went to get ready to fight Jack Beck Noir, and was stabbed in the chest, immediately. And Rose is angry, so let's find out how that went. Okay, I guess we don't get to find out how that went. Dave, answer. Strider! Oh my fucking god. What? What do you mean what? We just got done talking and agreed it would be awesome if you didn't bother me for a while. You know, like, well, I guess I grieved over this brutally murdered rad family member or something? Oh, that's right, I forgot. It was like 5 seconds ago. I think that was hours ago for me. I'm still a little foggy on our logistical shenanigans at this point. There's been so much crazy stuff going on here, I've lost track. So you're officially going non-linear with me then. We're just forfeiting all rhyme and reason to this unmitigated clusterfuck, is that it? Dave, your entire existence is non-linear. Don't be so melodramatic. Whoops, okay, in the future I'll try not to pitch any sort of dramatics while brooding over the cadavers of slaughtered loved ones. Did you love him, Dave? No. But he was your strange human manlussus, who taught you to like cool things like swords and puppets and moving really fast. How could you not? Puppets aren't cool, they're shitty small fake people who haunt your dreams and grin like permanent assholes. I was making a joke about being all broken up about it. A guy can be sad and make jokes at the same time. You're sad but not broken up about it? I don't understand. Exactly. But you said you were grieving. I said we'd agree you'd leave me alone to grieve. Didn't say whether I actually would or actually am. Well, are you? I'm grieving to the max like a widow on Dead Husband Island. Behind these chill as fuck shades my face is having this crazy attack of the sads. My rue is fucking bananas, can't you tell? Ah, no I can't! You don't sound sincere, but it's so hard to tell what layer of irony removed from reality your flippant remarks are supposed to be. I'm betting you really are sad, no matter how hilarious and aloof you think you're being. The truth is a mystery, tucked behind the pursed lips of a shitty Riddler. They will be loosened only when presented with the conundrous grandeur of rigid, insoluble puzzlecock. Ah, that makes no sense. I'm sorry you were so flustered by the mere mention of glittering mythical crypto dick. It honestly makes me think you're not ready for the truth. Dave, your perplexing euphemisms involving what I presume to be lewd and vaguely intriguing portions of human anatomy, I think are not as hilarious as you'd probably believe. And in any case, you may be amazed to learn I am not totally in the mood for your dumb smartassery hornswogglery. I have lots of my own problems here, and they're big problems. So why don't you just tell me what you were thinking for once? It's pretty simple. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to take this sword. Yeah, I never really got why you wouldn't just pull it out. Filthiest thing you ever said. Huh? Forget it. Pulling swords out of things isn't how I roll. I'm not John, remember? I'm not following. I'm not a hero. My bro is, John is, I'm not. Yes, you are. No. Yes, we all are. I'm the hero of mine. You're the hero of time. That is who we were created to be. Fine, it's a title we inherited as phlegm babies or whatever, but what have I done to earn it? Pretty much nothing but horsing around through time and swindling retarded alligators out of their life savings. If that sword's coming out of his chest, is coming out clean. Taking it vertically means drawing more blood, while horizontally means a clean break. Check it. No, don't! Pap, 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 pap. Is he going to break it right here, or is this just a papping screen? Spray. Dave, get up! No, fuck that. I'm gonna lie my ass right down here for a while, looking slightly less cool than I make myself out to be ordinarily. You must stand tall. Only a true hero could pull off such an acrobatic fucking pirouette off of that handle. That is basically what I just did, isn't it? Yes! That's what I'm doing here. That's what I'm doing here. I'm making a point of making every little thing that take place that was once mentioned in passing, no matter how seemingly trivial or pointless. That's how all the best adventures get strung together. You haven't heard me bleat like a goat for ironically humorous purposes yet, have you? No! That was something that was mentioned at some point by someone, I forget when or why. I bet you're on a goddamn pins and needles waiting for that, aren't you? Are you about to bleat like an earth goat, Dave? No, fuck that. Then will you at least get up? No, fuck you, go away. Ah, why do I do this to myself? What? Subject myself to the moody nonsense of curmudgeonly, candy-blooded foul mouths. I don't know. Why are you even talking to me anyway? Aside from the fact that several hours from now you apparently forget I don't need consolation and ought to be left alone. Maybe it just so happens that for once this isn't about you. Maybe I'm the one who needs some help. Has that occurred to you, Mr. Cool Kid? Oh. Anyway, I remember now. Sorry, everyone went kind of shit hive here, and I got bitten, I think, and I kind of forgot where I left off with you. Bitten? What? But I remember where this all fits into the chronology, you with your bro here. This was just before you begged me to finally show you how to reach God tier. So I did, and then you got mad at me, so you decided to do your own thing for a while. And since then I've been up to my pointy little nubs in suspense, intrigue, and betrayal. That sure sounds like a dumb way to say a thing. Almost Egbertian in a elegant stupidity. The T in Egbertian is soft like shh. Okay, Egbertian. Oh, why would I get mad at you? Oh, you'll see. Okay, but yeah, I guess it's about time you showed me what's up with my allegedly futile god tierification. How long ago was it you did your coin flip thing? I don't even remember. I was getting sure you were just bullshitting me and I had no intention of ever mentioning it again. Unfortunately, no. Maybe I should take the opportunity to apologize in advance. For what? I don't think it will be constructive to go into it before it happens. Before what happens? You mean god tiering? Does something go wrong? Everything goes according to plan, but that is all I will say. Remember, this conversation is kind of not supposed to be about you. I know the idea is unprecedented. That's practically unthinkable. I know. But, I mean, okay, we can talk about your troll problems, but this is pretty important here, the god tier thing, and whether I can actually do it or not. It might be kind of hard to tell on account of me chilling face down on the pavement, and also because downplaying feelings is the chief rule of cool, but I'm pretty pissed about this, which is weird. It's weird to feel mad? Are you too cool for that too? No, it's weird to be... It's not weird to be mad, it's just weird. It feels like I'm the only one who is. And the only one even contemplating taking Jack on. Even among your group of irate, gnashing shitheads. Hey! What? Actually, you're right. Turns out we really do have a lot of shitheads here. And also, as it happens, the worst one is the one who happens to be planning to take him on. Well, okay. And that would be a bitch in line to switch the subject to start talking about your complicated problems, but I kinda wasn't done. Fine. But for someone who just told me to fuck off, you sure are bending my ears suddenly. But, okay, I mean, isn't that what heroes should be doing? Working to take down the bad guy without a whole lot of this fucking grandiloquence and these huge sweeping plans that got nothing to do with fighting him? Like, always biding our time and tiptoeing around the unbeatable god boss. John's too nice to get mad, Rose spends all her time calculating, too focused on Machiavellian ploys of sabotage to try anything drastic. Jade is... I don't even know. Probably more a liability if she got it in her head to take him down. If anything, I bet she just needs protection. What are you saying here, Dave, in this conversation that is still being about you? I'm just wondering, when does someone actually step up? Jack's got shit to pay for. If that is how you feel, then I think our two problems are not really different. We are both presently concerned with justice. Yeah, I guess it has been on my mind. Maybe I'm supposed to be a hero and rise to the occasion, because there seems to be this little persistent voice in my head nagging me about it, insisting someone's gotta pay, and it's hard for me to disagree. Then it could mean one of two things, or both of the two things, like it did for me. What things? It could mean that the agent presently influencing you is a conscience, and/or an exile. I'm pretty sure I don't even have an exile. I've never heard any voices or anything. Anyway, you don't need a voice in your head to tell you this shit is just, like, so completely illegal. Wait, why did I just say that stupid thing I said? This atrocity cannot go unpunished. Throw whoever is responsible into the slammer. Slammer means jail, by the way. Dave, I did not realize you had such a passion for law enforcement. I must say this shocking development is coming dangerously close to giving me a case of the vapors. No, I mean, okay, that came out wrong. What were we talking about again? Bringing Jack to justice? Right, someone has to make him pay. Can't let him just go unpunished. If I can figure out how to reach the god tier, maybe I can be the one to throw him into the slammer. The slammer? Slammer means jail. I know what the slammer means. You call it the slammer when you're pretty angry at crimes. When you get extra angry at crimes. Take note of that important principle, because I'm deputizing you even though you were a kid. Are you taking notes on this important principle? Jesus, get a fucking pen or some chalk or whatever. I think I'm following. You're going to find Jack and put him in jail? Wait. Fuck. What? No. Dave, I know you are likely discombobulated with grief over your fallen man-bro losses, but that is extremely silly and doesn't make any sense. I know it doesn't. I'm just saying... What am I even saying here? Shit. But only while I'm away from my jurisdiction. which I think is forever. Bring the criminals to justice, young deputy. Each mutinous agent must pay for their crimes. I'm still not sure. You're talking about throwing Jack in the slammer and rambling about justice and telling me to get pens and such? Not that I'm complaining. Okay, forget the slammer stuff. That was stupid. It is about justice, though. And since no one else seems to give a shit about that, it apparently falls in my jurisdiction now. Not just going after Jack, but all the mutinous agents responsible for crimes. Agents? Holy shit, why do I care about that suddenly? Anyway, that's more stupid shit that popped in my head just now, so... Okay. I have other duties to attend to. Well, Noir's cronies are exploitable. Are you saying you have a plan that involves targeting them? Not really. No. Anyway, it's not like being mad about this and hankering for justice is even the only irrational thing I'm currently hot and bothered about. I have other duties to attend to. Like what? I must explode this ridiculously illegal edifice. I've got to explode this ridiculously illegal edifice. Oh my god, what are these words I'm saying? You have to explode something? Never mind. Are you referring to your plan to blow up the Green Sun? Oh, yeah, that's gotta be what I'm talking about. Probably. I need to shut up now. I'm sounding like an idiot and my head is starting to hurt. Why don't we talk about your thing now? What justice thing do you have to do? You mean it's actually my turn to talk? Yes, but I was beginning to forget my problem listening to your highly enjoyable befuddlement. Just please tell me about your justice problem and make me stop saying stuff. Farewell. Farewell? Wait! No, I mean, goddammit, I'm not leaving. Farewell's not even a thing I would ever say. Jesus, what am I, a Victorian poet? Can you show me a little respect and assume anytime I say something stupid it means I'm temporarily being inexplicably retarded? That's what a real friend would do. Okay, Dave, I will show some sensitivity and cast suspicion on this intellectual merit of everything you have ever said. Thank you. I will further demonstrate my friendship by dominating the rest of this conversation with lazy accounts of my emotional tribulations, leaving no space for you to submit any amusing outbursts. That sounds awesome. Quiet! Now where was I? Justice problems? Oh yes, of course. You see, our aims are not that dissimilar, our pursuits of justice, I mean, but yours is motivated by anger in the heat of the moment, which is blinding you to the consequences of attempting something very foolish. You're far too cool to succumb to anything like that, which is why you will come to your senses shortly. My situation is a little more complicated. It's less personal. The once it was a grudge which propelled our rivalry. Why can't I say that fucking word? Now its resolution has become a matter of practicality, if not professionalism. Businesslike. The way a true legislator conducts her prosecutions. Dave, did you know that centuries ago on my planet, legislators were not confined to stuffy court blocks arguing cases before his honorable tyranny? Oh shit, are you fucking serious? Yes! Also, shush. I know you were sassing me due to my use of terms unfamiliar to humans, but it is true. They were deployed throughout the galaxy to apprehend criminals by any means necessary. No, I got that. They're like your alien death lawyers who were sort of like bounty hunters in olden times. Pretty similar to Decipher through context. I thought I told you to be quiet. I am monologuing here. Anyway, they would not rest until their suspect was in custody, one way or another. Suspect. They would gather evidence over the course of the investigation, compiling a case to pretend to be presented at the trial, should one be held before the final submission of the guilty corpse to judicial authorities. Personal feelings and vendettas did not matter, nor did even the nature of the crime. Only justice did. They were selected for their cunning and martial prowess, and for their ability to understand the minds of the criminals they sought. This is why the burden has to be mine, I think. I am the only one who knows how to handle her. As such, she is my responsibility. She? Shh. Okay, I can't make even little interrogative quips to grease the wheels of your monologue? Oh, yes, that's okay. In fact, it's very helpful. Who do you think? Spider Troll, you are correct. The spideriest one of all. You decided to take her down then. I guess so. You don't sound that psyched about it. Well, I'm here talking to you about it instead of actually doing it, aren't I? Are you feeling guilty, like second-guessing whether she deserves it? Not exactly. Hasn't she done enough terrible shit to warrant legislation? That is not a thing. But yes, the case against her is overwhelming. More than you even know. She's completely out of control now. She's murdered at least one of my good friends, and possibly several others. I'm not sure yet. The circumstances are a little fishy, but my investigation is ongoing. Additionally, I've discovered she's complicit in Jack's rise to power. When I first learned he came from your session, I mistakenly blamed you all, and took it out on a hapless Egbert. But if anyone is to pay for releasing that demon on both our groups, it is her. Are you sure about that? Yes, and she knows I know. She's been taunting me, trying to stir up our old rivalry. That is what this whole thing, this whole John versus Dave thing has been about. There's no John versus Dave thing, though. I know, not really. It's just a game. But the game is serious business to her, like it was during our role-playing days. And just like then, she ruined everything by taking it too far. And in spite of all her past crimes, these are not even the most important reasons to stop her. She's decided to fight Jack herself, which is an extremely dangerous and stupid thing to do. Sound familiar, Dave? Are you going to stop me too, then? Help me down and lawyer-viscerate me for my own good? No, I'll just let you try to reach the God tier and then decide for yourself. Are you saying that I won't meet God tier, or I won't be strong enough if I do? Objection! What? We were talking about you again. I motion that all Dave-centric testimony be stricken from the record. Lane motion, overruled. The judge wants to see where this is going. No, he doesn't. You know perfectly well he doesn't give a shit. He will clear this court block if he does not have order. He swears to Jesus. Okay, fine. We can keep obsessing over your fucked up kiss-mess sister if you want. It's not like that. Do you think she stands a chance against him? No. Then what's the big deal? Why not let her go get her shit ruined by Jack and let justice happen that way? Because I'm quite sure that she goes to find him and will tip him off to our location in the Vale. I've seen it already. That is why this is no simple vendetta. Bringing her to justice is critical to our survival. So why don't you go do it? Because I'm not sure if I can. You mean you can't beat her in a fight? No, it's not that. It's just that when the time comes, I'm not sure if I will be able to kill her. I thought trolls were all about gratuitous murderings. Yes, it's true. We are supposed to revel in bloodshed as we grow up. And she seems to be embracing her rite of passing with reckless abandon, as I would expect. Grabbing the bull by the horn, so to speak. It's a little intimidating because I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. Which I guess is normal? Are you asking me to reassure you about that? Because I seriously don't have a clue. It's okay, Dave. Still monologuing. I guess. I'm not so worried about not being ready as I am that I might not actually want to be ready. Maybe ever. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I don't understand. I thought you were insane kinds of apeshit over the macabre stuff. Or macabre, however you say it. I've been calling it macabre for years, I'm not sure. Like being all cutesy about executions and smelling cherry blood and such things contrived to get a guy feeling vaguely uncomfortable. Was that all an act? Not an act, just fun. I like fun, Dave, and I also like games. Don't you like fun in games? Of course the fuck not. Liar! Didn't you say you've killed people before? There's a big difference between manipulating people to their doom with trickery and killing someone by your own hand. It's a bit like having to face your own death and discovering the difference between leaving the responsibility to someone else and doing the dirty work yourself. Maybe you'll understand someday. Okay, I'd like to help you out, but I don't know what advice I should be giving to a member of a murderous species who's gun-shy about going off to justice murder a murder-happy murderer who's done lots of murders. It feels pretty weird and inappropriate for me to be the one to tell you, fuck yes, go for it, she's got this huge murder with her name on it. Anyways, and it's cruising right at her down Comeuppance Boulevard. So, I don't know. Do you want me to tell you to be a better human, or to be a better troll? I can't tell you what to advise me, chump-ass. Maybe I'm not even looking for advice per se, but just want to talk to someone about it. Alright, well, all I'll say is, maybe if you kill her, at least we can probably stop obsessing over her. Yeah, fair enough. Why don't you just do what you think you have to do, and I'll do the same. Speaking of which, alright, you'll be bugging me about showing you how to reach the God tier soon, prompted by this very conversation, I imagine. Who'd have thought? These time shenanigans completely blindsided us. They practically never even happened. I know! So I hang up now with future you and then start pestering present you about it. Is that how it works? Yes! And I make sure not to reference anything said here to keep it simple, except like in an offhand way that'll seem retroactively logical to your future self, i.e. you right now, if for no other reason than it'd be boring as hell to rehash it. That sounds about right, but what I do know, you're the time guy what do I know? You're the time guy after all. Luckily, I will not have to participate in these charades this time around. Does luck actually matter? Exit. It's a freaky looking door. Oh! Remove disc 1. Insert disc 2. Disc 2 is missing. I guess I have to go to the next page. Keep playing anyway. You have no idea what the hell this thing is, or why you would need another disc. You just capture log it and proceed. There is justice to be done, and you're running out of time. Terezi, proceed. Oh. You cannot control Terezi. How can you possibly expect to play this game when you have lost the game disc? All you can do is watch and what she decides to do. Okay. You find a note stuck to the floor with Nepeta's claw. It appears to be addressed to you, written on a page torn from the journal of Vriska's ancestor. Her taunts are becoming increasingly flagrant. It also appears to be written in purple blood. She wouldn't dare harm sweet precious Gamgee, would she? The thought is almost more than you can bear. You're going to throw the book at her. Read the note. What? I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be just watching this happen. As Gamgee dances around like a crazy... Oh, he's dancing around putting his blood on things. Okay, wake up, Terezi. You cannot wake up because you were not actually asleep. You were just taking a breather in this nice cozy pile of horrifically mutilated scalemates, which were gathered here to break your fall for some reason. You wonder where you are. This is a fancy-looking room. Doesn't look like a place you would expect to find on this meteor, at least not in any strictly canonical capacity. Examine your surroundings. This dapper kiwi-suited gentleman is quite familiar. You were almost positive he has made an appearance in that very crowded dream you had recently. Where'd he go? Something in this room smells funny and fast. Climb stairs. You cannot ascend. The staircase has suffered from a catastrophic horn clog. Exit door. The door is locked. You will either need a key or to break it down with force. You would need to achieve an especially heightened state of determination to pull that off, though. Heh, determination. You have been completely hornswoggled. This whole thing was a setup from the start. A trap deployed by a cunning mastermind. All of the clues are adding up. The blood, the note, the flagrant displays of tricksterism and japery. The identity of the puppet master behind all of this is now painfully obvious to you. Spider Troll. Terezi, play records. You selected appropriate crime-solving music to set the right mood. With this kind of atmosphere, it is highly unlikely that any crime will stay unsolved for long. So this next one sounds... Does the record change color? Yeah. Interesting. Unlabeled record. X-ROM?
I hate a moral coward, one who lacks the manly spark. I just detest a man afraid to go home in the dark. I always spend my evenings where there's woman, wine, and song. But like a man, I always bring my little wife along. I'm a member of the midnight crew. I'm a night owl and a wise bird too. Home with the milk in the morning, singing the same old song. Rise with the moon, go to bed with the sun. early to bed and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your wife in trouble, it will never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight crew.
Anyway. No, this vaudevillian cornball nonsense will not do at all. The mood is just not right for figuring out crimes. You put the record back in its sleeve. Examine cover. Who's this douchebag? Before you can make heads or tails of who exactly this douchebag is, something rolls out of the sleeve. It appears to be a very small record. It's so small. What is such a small record doing inside of this great big sleeve? You got Homestuck Disc too! You cannot get over how tiny this record is. It's adorable. You wonder what sort of music it plays. Play tiny record. Okay, next page. Predictably, you scratch the surface of the disc. What were you expecting? It's almost like you don't even know what a CD is. With the disc damaged, who knows what sort of effects it will have on the data. Better store it somewhere safe to prevent any more mishaps. Capture log the disc. It should be perfectly safe from any similar kinds of damage while secured in your scratch and sniff modus. Examine chests. You have spent far too long calibrating the ambience of your investigation and not nearly enough time investigating. It is one of the most common pitfalls of being an investigator, aside from literal pitfalls which you actually fall into. There are 2 chests in the secret room. Nothing out of the ordinary, chests are everywhere in this lab, and you find it all too tempting to sneak their personal belongings into them for safekeeping. That is, until the goods are stolen shortly after by those who can't resist looting every chest they encounter, which is everybody. Maybe these ones that contain clues. Open chest. You got your Neophyte Red Glare role-playing outfit. What is this doing here? You have not worn it since your flarping days. The only part of it you kept on hand was the stylish pair of glasses, which of course since the incident has managed to become a regular accessory. But you cannot imagine how someone could have gotten their hands on the rest of it. Surely a crafty and resourceful criminal as it were. Spider troll, spider troll, spider troll. Wear suit. You don the garb of the legendary Legislacerator. It brings back memories of many successful fantasy prosecutions, resulting in the real executions of rival players. Those were the days. Open other chest. You got your Pyro Spite plush. Pyro Spite was your... Yeah, Pyro Sprite... Fuck! This thing... was your skill-mate sidekick during your campaigns. He was the model of loyalty, friendship, and righteous retribution. More than could be said for another partner in justice. There is no doubt about it anymore. She is clearly baiting you into confrontation. You mean baiting. Hug Pyrospite. You embrace your old friend, releasing a mighty and majestic squeak. It has been too long, old friend. You vow to never let him out of your scent again. Yeah. This puppet is becoming a nuisance. It appears to exhibit the same incredible puppet fastest properties which Dave's had. Must be some form of universal puppet enchantment. It couldn't possibly be the same one, because that would just be insane. Hey, where did Spite go? Look up. There he is. How did he get all the way up there? He has always been quite the slippery scalawag. Maybe he was reminding you to check out the note. You almost forgot it was up there, what with all your furious investigating, most of which has involved fooling around with records, hugging plush toys, and cosplaying as a childhood heroine. Read it. Just as you thought, it is a message from Vriska summoning you to do battle. It is written in Gamzee's rich, jelly-smelling blood, but it is her handwriting for sure. Her quirk is present, leaving the matter undebatable. But why the hell does she want to bring this stupid puppet along? She's so weird. There's a journal entry on the back. It probably isn't the slightest bit relevant to the current situation, but you guys couldn't hurt to read it anyway. Examine journal entry. I suppose I'll have to get used to writing with this hand instead. I now do so in captivity while I bring my all to bear on the immensity of the subjugular's hijinks. I took their gesture as plain avowal of my prosecution's futility. With a lone neophyte assigned to the task, how could I view it otherwise? I was sure they'd drawn from the bottom of their deck, not intending to squander more competent mercenaries on the one who made a show of outclassing them all before, but I discovered too late that Red Glare was their wild card all along. How was one allowed to be raised by a dragon in this era, let alone one of such middling blood, the sickly hue of a gutless civil servant? Those of her caste are typically pleased to mount a sluggish collar bear, or some brainless squawking spleen fowl during petty expeditions to plaster seizure notices on gambling property. By what fluke was this woman granted such a weapon, permitting her to luxuriate in these delusions of righteousness? Something blocked the light of the unbitten moon. I assume that's supposed to be a bee. Treating the harbor to darkness more grim than what fell this season's apogee. I made the mistake of looking into its eyes, each like a sun concentrated into a small jewel, as two hot garnets searing through a black veil. I shut mine quickly, but the more sensitive of them was burned irreparably. When I regained sight in the other, there was only red. My fleet was in flames. The neophyte was on deck. Pyrosprite, she mentioned through her ridiculous forced grin. She wanted me to know the name of the beast which was able to consume my lusts whole. The dice were in the hold below, not that my present luck would consent to a favorable roll anyway. I made a move for my blade. She took my arm, which I'm sure she kept as the tiniest of snacks for her ostentatious custodian. Maybe she meant to prove she wouldn't need me in irons to have my submission? Bound or free. 2, 1, or none. I wonder how well she knows it. It's not what I do with my arm she has to fear. I await my trial. Insert disc 2. Just going to wait for that to finish loading before I click that flash. And after that, if it even actually does the thing, after that flash, I'm going to end this episode. Or I guess I don't get to click the thing. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end this episode of Let's Read Homestuck. In the next episode, it looks like Terezi's going to finally have that confrontation with Vriska. Whatever it may end up being. So, this has been Anashi Sasuke. This was Let's Read Homestuck. I think this was episode 62, maybe 63, not 100% certain. But, I will see you guys in the next one. Later!